Folks, welcome. It's Toddske, Ash, Steve Reeve, YMM podcast. We are at the Edmonton Eskimo.
I think the Edmonton Eskimos play at the stadium down
Yes.
They
We're
are
actually
today.
Edmonton Expo.
They're playing the Toronto Argos today.
We're at the Edmonton I can't talk. We're at the
Edmonton Expo. And
Where
we're rocking
Jessica
it.
Negri is.
How we
We
feeling?
have this. It says we're panelists today.
No Carl Urban sightings yet, but I do have my eyes open. I don't know if maybe he's wearing the Dread costume or not, but he does have a spotlight right when we're doing our own panel. So if you guys, if we get the stragglers that didn't make it into his, that's okay. We're fine. Just fill our seats anyway.
It's going to be a blast. We got some cool cosplayers we're going to be showing. We're going to be hopefully talking to some more celebrities down here, some more guests at the expo. It's going to be a hell of a time. Tune in for the whole video. It's going to be a blast. Toddske from the YMM podcast at Edmonton Expo, and I have the utmost privilege to be speaking with Michael Benyaer. How's it going today, sir?
It's going very well, thank you.
How would people know you?
People would know my voice from Reboot.
Absolutely. One of the most iconic Canadian cartoons, which I was going to mention to you. I've been a huge fan of the show, but I've been wanting to watch more of it, so I'm like, let's go to Netflix.
Right.
Oddly enough, only on U.S. Netflix, which I find very interesting.
I think that they have certain deals where they put it up for a while and they take it down based on different things. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's funny because it's like I said, I remember growing up as a kid. I remember just absolutely loving the show. Bob, definitely one of my favorite characters, and only on U.S. Netflix. So I was very disappointed with that one. But I was just wondering if you can just take us through, like, what were your thoughts on the whole Reboot show, and if there isn't a resurgence as so rumored for a while.
They've been talking about the resurgence for a while, the revival, Reboot Revival, and I believe they have a website. You can check it out. Reboot was a cartoon show that I did, in the early 90s in Vancouver, where I was born and raised. And I was doing a couple other shows at the time. I had started doing, my first job was Barbie and the Rockers. I was Ken. Awesome. And then I did G.I. Joe, the original series of G.I. Joe. And then I did a show called The Hurricanes, where I did a couple characters, and then I did another show called Exo Squad for Universal, and Reboot at the same time. I was doing about 2 or 3 shows concurrently. And then Reboot was taking a while, and I was doing other things, acting on camera and things. And I went to Los Angeles, and I was cast under circumstances in the revival of Johnny Quest.
Oh, right on.
So I played Haji in Johnny Quest.
Okay.
So in that year, 95, 96, I was flying back and forth between Los Angeles and Vancouver doing that and the other shows, and it allowed me to get to the States. So the woman who had cast me in Reboot, named Andrea Romano, who's a big animation director, they referred me to the agent, which got me Johnny Quest at Hanna-Barbera, and so Reboot is a big kind of part of me getting to the next level. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've heard many people talk about it. I think everyone is hoping the revival goes through, and even then, as soon as we get that on Canadian Netflix, I think everyone will just start enjoying the 90s again, because it's such an iconic show. Where can people find you now?
Well, right now I'm in Los Angeles most of the time, and I'm doing still voice work in video games and such. But the last year I've been doing a recurring role on camera on Days of Our Lives.
Oh, right on it.
Yeah. So I'm playing kind of an evil doctor, Dr. Chaika, on Days of Our Lives, and I do other things. I just did a role in a pilot with Josh Holloway for CBS called Intelligence.
Okay.
I did a guest star on Perception with Eric McCormick, who's Canadian. I'm doing things.
No, it's busy, and I definitely look forward to seeing and hearing more of you in the future. Where can they find you on Twitter, Instagram?
My name, Michael Benyaer on Twitter. Instagram, the same, Michael Benyaer. I'm posting a lot of pictures from the convention, meeting people, and having fun with that.
Awesome. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure, and we definitely look forward to hearing more of you. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Toddske.
Hey, it's Steve with YMM Podcast here with Katherine Isabelle of so much fame, amazing Canadian actress. First of all, I got to gush a little bit because Ginger Snaps is one of my favorite things in the entire world. I've actually got like some of the storyboarding up on the wall. Yeah, I found it like in a garage sale, so I should have brought it, but it's gigantic, so too much of a pain in the butt to bring. So the latest project that you're working on, or at least the latest project that I've seen, was American Mary, and that is a messed up, awesome movie. What was it like filming that?
It was one of the best work experiences of my life. Not only did I gain 2 new best friends in John and Sylv Toddske, but we had an amazing time. It was a really intense movie, you would think, to shoot, and we just had a blast. We shot it in 15 days with, very little money, and an amazing product came out of it. I was so instantly obsessed with the script and then obsessed with the girls when I met them, and everything just fell into place, and I'm really incredibly proud of them. I'm working with them again right now.
Oh, really? What's that project?
It's See No Evil 2.
Oh, yes. Yes, of course. Yeah. See No Evil 1 is definitely a creepy one as well. And you got to work with Tristan Risk, the Vancouver burlesque star. She is a riot. Are there any, like, crazy stories behind the set that you can reveal?
Not that I can reveal. No.
Okay, cool.
She's awesome. We definitely have had some very good times traveling around together.
She's wild. And besides See No Evil 2, what else is in the cards for you in the future?
I'm currently doing the last season, or what we think might be last season of Being Human, and going down to LA for the premiere of a film I did earlier this year called Torment. And I've got a film in the Edmonton Film Festival and the Vancouver Film Festival, Lawrence and Holloman, which I haven't seen yet, but I think it's really good.
We'll have to check it out in the Film Fest. We've got our own Film Fest up in Fort McMurray, so you guys should get in touch with some folks and maybe come and visit us.
Yeah, for sure. I would love to. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. It's been great to meet you. Hi, I'm Steve with the YMM Podcast here at Edmonton Expo, talking to the amazing actor Julian RIchings. How are you doing here in Edmonton today?
I'm very good. I'm enjoying myself and getting to meet a lot of people.
Yes, so I always detect like a little bit of that accent. You must have spent a lot of time in Britain, but you're Canadian originally, right?
No, I'm British originally, and so born and raised in Britain, trained, worked in Britain, then came on tour with a theatre company, toured Canada and the US, and I met my wife, who's from Toronto, and I've been based in Toronto since 1984.
It's always about the girl, isn't it? So we notice you gravitate a lot towards the horror genre with Halloween right around the corner. What is one of your favorite horror movies of all time, whether you've been in it or not?
Night of the Hunter, which is a real old classic. Charles Lawton directed it. It's the only film he ever directed, and it's kind of a gothic thriller horror thing, and it's incredible.
That's absolutely an awesome movie. I haven't seen it in quite a long time, but that's going to have to go back into the library.
Robert Mitchum plays the crazy preacher, and he has love and hate tattooed on his knuckles. That's the one. That's the reference.
Always so creepy. So you are also were in an episode of Hemlock Grove, which is of course a Netflix series. They're doing so many originals. How do you feel about, or what do you think about sort of the shift in distribution of television these days towards a more online basis?
Well, it's a complicated question. So what I can say is that obviously it's changed the industry. We also have to legislate to catch up with it as Canadian artists and make sure that we are, all of us have access to the funding to the blah. I'm just blaying here. I hope you're not going out live because I'm being deft and political as I'm speaking. I'm being diplomatic, but it's a changing industry. We actually have to keep up with it in terms of legislation. What for me is really interesting, speaking as an actor making an appearance in a convention, is that the industry shifted to the point where with social media, with blogs, with everything, the fan and the audience and the product have all shifted. And the paradigm is different, and people like myself have sort of woken up to the fact that, wow, we have to meet our fans. We have to see the people that pay for our product in the flesh and talk to them. and get a sense of it.
Absolutely. Well, we always appreciate the connection. I know personally, I'd absolutely love to be able to actually talk to somebody, meet them face to face. It's been an absolute privilege. Can you give us a sneak preview of anything that you're working on now? Any projects to watch out for?
Yeah, Jean-Pierre Jeunet, French filmmaker, did Amélie and Delicatessen, a bunch of interesting French films. Did an English language film called T.S. Spivet. It comes out in about a month's time. I'm looking forward to that. Well, I mean, I should say I've got a little bit in it, an interesting cameo.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you so much. It's been an honor to meet you today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the expo. Okay, Steve here, hanging out, Expo, Edmonton Expo. We're on the floor, and I'm here with Eric from Life Goes On, which is a game that I think is kind of redefining video game frags. Can you tell me what's going on inside the game?
Sure. In Life Goes On, you die a lot, and when you die, we leave bodies behind. And so you have to use your deaths and those bodies in the level to make progress and to solve puzzles.
Okay, so you like strategically kill off your knight, and then you get a new knight because you can always get a new knight, and then you are able to figure out puzzles in different ways and explore?
Yeah, that's right. So you can sacrifice your knight, say if you fall into a pit of spikes, and then that body will stay on those spikes. So the next knight that you play with, when you come through, you'll be able to use that knight as a safe platform to jump across to keep going.
It's so morbid, but I love it. And is there any worry about filling up the entire level with dead bodies?
There's always more knights. But we try and make it a challenge where if you can get through the level in less knights and less deaths, then you do a little bit better.
Perfect. Of course, that's where the trophies come in. Okay, my favorite part here is that you were telling me that you try to differentiate all the knights, give them some identity. How's that accomplished?
So yeah, so what we're trying to do is we want every knight to have their own unique sound when they die. So we're asking attendees here at the conference to make death noises for us. We have a box with a microphone inside it, and we're asking people to make dying noises into this box for us.
And my next question is, am I allowed to do that as well?
Absolutely.
That's awesome. That's exactly what we're going to do right now. I get to be in a video game. Thank you so much, Eric. Well, let's get to this.
Toddske here, YMM podcast. Still rocking the Edmonton Expo. Found a very good friend of ours, the man himself, the legend, TheBoucherC.
Hello, how's it going, everybody? I am here at Edmonton Expo because I want to do Expo stuff.
So, have you been expoing?
I have. I have bought a lot of stuff, such as this much. I've bought this much.
He's been here 10 minutes. That's all. You're cosplaying. What are you cosplaying as?
I would consider it a modern-day assassin because it's black, red, and I'm not really dressed like an assassin. I try to.
You're the assassin wearing denim.
I'm the assassin wearing black denim.
Awesome. What do you think so far? This is your first Edmonton Expo, right?
My first one. I've been to one in Toronto, but that's the only one, and this is my first actual regional one.
How are you getting a feel for it? Like, what are your thoughts?
I haven't met Mark Muir yet.
That's all that matters.
Yes.
Wait, we will track him down.
Search for him. I will hunt for him.
TheBoucherC on YouTube, a tremendous channel. Definitely check it out. And also hit subscribe on the YMM podcast channel too. For Toddske and Clinton, we'll see you in a little bit.